Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience if you were waiting around. Of course, as per usual, these live streaming apps and Facebook Live and all these things just seem to not like me. So they always try to keep me on my toes every Thursday. But thankfully, we seem to be on now. Hopefully, you guys can see myself and my guest tonight. So please let us know in the comments if you're seeing us. Say hi. Make sure and leave your queries, your feedback, anything, any comments. Okay, we want it to be an interactive session as well. So, without further ado, because we're like 16 minutes late, I have a very special guest with me tonight, Miss Bella Sookdeo. So I would have met I would have met Bella in 2013 when I first discovered Zumba. And you guys know how much I love Zumba. And ever since I've always just admired her talent, her confidence, her drive. Now guys, this lady is one busy lady. like it's beyond my imagination sometimes just how busy she gets. And even when she has quiet moments, like you think you're not really hearing from her, she's always up to something. And I just find that so admirable that she's always going for her goals and always dreaming very big. And not just dreaming big, but also implementing it. So I just want to say welcome to Bella. And I'm so
Thank
glad that she can join.
you.
I know she doesn't actually have polycystic ovarian syndrome, like maybe the community here, but I think that I would have different dynamic males and females on the program to just help us to learn from their journey, to learn about their health and fitness journey, and to give us some advice to deal with our PCOS journey. So, welcome, Bella.
Hi, 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 hi. So excited to be here. I mean, you said a lot of nice things about me just now, so I'm going to say a lot of nice things about you as well.
Yeah,
Yash has
that's the
been,
con.
Yash has been like a ray of sunlight from day one till now. She is like Zumba family. She is just such a pure, energetic, just real, just an awesome person. So I'm really happy that you're doing this. I'm happy to be here. I'm excited about it as well. And I think it suits you so well because you've always had a special personality with the way you say things and your words and how you do things. So this is just exciting for me.
Oh, thank you. It's just the techie part, but I'll get there. I'll get there. You'll give me some tips, right? Because I know
We'll
you're
work
very
that
smart.
out. Yeah, we'll work that out.
Okay, Bella. So I've known you for 7 years now, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I'll give you a very quick story. Everybody knows me as either Bella Bfit or they know me as Bella the Zumba girl. Like I've been pointed at on the streets. You the Zumba girl. So you know they either know me as either Bfit or the Zumba girl, right? But many things. I am a dancer. I'm a Latin and ballroom dancer. I didn't start Zumba because I wanted to do fitness. I started Zumba because I wanted to dance more
Mm-hmm.
and I wanted to make an extra income so I can pay for my dance classes.
Yeah.
That was, and it just so happened that things happened in a particular way where that became my main thing, which I didn't see at all. I didn't want to teach. I was very shy. I was not the person to be in front of the class. And even if I made it to the front of the class, I was not vocal. I didn't see myself being assertive. None of those things. I was never that girl. That was not who I grew up as. I transformed
Right.
into that person from learning how to adjust myself as an instructor. I'm also a full-time career woman. I work in corporate. I actually I manage a multi-territory role right now for a sales channel for a company, and it's super exhausting, super busy, super. just demanding. So a lot of people don't know that about me. That's a fun fact. Bfit is actually my passion. It's it was my part-time thing that is now evolving into its own thing over time. I didn't have any intention for it to become its own thing. I was just teaching classes, and over the years, we've transitioned from me, the instructor Bella, to this movement that I'm so happy about. I'm grateful for it, and it surprises me all of the time when I get comments or when people like you say those nice things, or when other people say things like, I so admire your drive and your ambition and whatnot, and I'm like, I don't feel like I'm there, but I guess
I'm
I'm making an impact. So yeah,
I mean, I think it's always like a journey. Like you always have room to improve. But I just
not
find that so
perfectionist.
interesting because I met you. I guess I met you midway in your journey, I would say. And like when you describe yourself as that shy, not assertive person, like I don't see that at all, and I find it so very hard to picture it almost. I could kind of tell a little introvertedness, but not like shy and unassertive. If that's the
Very I like to say, I don't know if this is a thing, but I'm an extroverted introvert or introverted no, an extroverted introvert because I was never an interactive person. I was a girl that would sit in a corner by myself, really quiet. I would observe. I would engage in conversation if prompted to. But
right.
I was never the person to walk into a room and make things happen or move things. And I had to do that as an instructor. And that,
Yeah.
I mean, we can get to that a little bit later on, but that was quite a self challenging journey that
Yeah.
is mind blowing as well for even for me.
So
Yeah.
is it that you would say Zumba was the thing that took you out of that zone, or was there some other pivotal thing in your life that really made you switch gears, for lack of a better term?
Well, I'll be real with you. You're probably gonna laugh at this. Zumba was the catalyst or was that extra push that got me in that direction, but I had to do it. Zumba was the vehicle for me to get to where I am, right?
Right.
With regards to that. But I had to make Zumba work because at that time I needed an extra source of income. And I said to
Yeah.
myself, you don't have anything else that you can do right now. You can't do this. So make it work
Mm-hmm.
and figure it out. And that so that was really why it happened. But
Yeah.
Zumba was, I guess, the vehicle that made it happen.
Yeah. I feel like I could so relate to that. I mean, even though I discovered Zumba in 2013, and even though I became my instructor myself in 2015, I still had a lot of doubt. I had a lot of self-esteem, like to be able to put myself in front of a group like that. I mean, you and the other instructors would encourage me, but then I would still I'm like, okay, but no, I can't really, it's not really me. But you
Yeah,
really, when you really don't have a choice, then you find yourself doing things that you'd never thought you would do. And for me, that would have been my daughter when she was born. And I was just trying to figure out a ways like how I could, be with her more. How can I show her to go for her dreams, for her goals? And then I found myself like doing things to try to self-develop, to build my mindset. And then I eventually, well, I actually did start teaching Zumba in 2017, but then I got pregnant with her. And I wasn't sure if I would ever get back onto that train. And then I did. And it really is like when you're backed against a wall almost. Like
yes,
that's when you really see your potential. Like you have no choice. It has to come out, you know what I mean?
you do. I've been in that space many times.
Yeah.
And I've learned each time from it. I try to take any experience that I have and try to think about what I've learned from it, so
Yeah.
that I don't, so that I take notes of what works and what doesn't work, right? But
Mm-hmm.
funny enough, you met me at Chin City, right?
Yeah.
That was not my first class. I had maybe two classes before I took on that class as an instructor.
Okay.
And my first class, I always tell anybody asks me my story, I tell them that's my first class. I used to walk into the class and people used to walk out of the class.
Oh no.
I'm telling you. Yeah. Like I would walk into the room and they'll be like, "Ah, this girl," and walk out. And they will literally walk out of the room.
I don't mean
Right?
to laugh. That sounds really funny to me.
Oh, but that happened. And I think, I like to tell the younger instructors, the newbies, the noobs, this story because I learned the hard way how to deal with that, right?
Yeah.
Again, so remember, I needed to make an extra income. I needed it, right? So I needed
Yeah.
to show up for that class. Every week I used to show up for that class. And religiously every week, somebody would walk out of the class or people would walk out of the class. Or you start the class with a couple of people and halfway through, you just see people leave and walk out of the class. And it used
Yeah.
to happen to me. That didn't feel good,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Imagine.
But what it taught me how to ask difficult questions. So I
Okay.
started to change my approach to that class and I started to ask. Now, remember, as an instructor, when you're standing in front of a group of people trying to teach a class, you are stripped of, I mean, it's like you're just there in front of these people, there for judgment. You're there for judgment,
Right.
criticism, staring at you. All your
Yeah.
insecurities just start to come down on you like this weight on your shoulder. Like, are they seeing? Are they seeing the extra pounds that I gained? Are they seeing that I made a mistake in that song? Are they seeing that I'm nervous? You know,
Yeah.
that's what you think, right?
Yeah.
And then you teach the songs and then you yourself the instructor trying to figure out, do they like it, do they not like it, what do they think about me, you're trying to figure out all of these things, right?
Yes.
But it's as simple as asking. So I started to come to the class and the people that stayed for the class, I used to ask them, hey, what did I do that you didn't like? What did I do was hard for you? What did I do that you do like? What type
Right.
of music did you respond to very well? And because I started to show them interest and that I'm paying attention to them, and it wasn't about me, it became about them, that changed the pace of that class. And then shortly after that, I got invited to teach at Trinity by Cindy. And when I got to Trinity, they just liked
Changed my
everything.
life.
They just liked everything, yeah. You know? And that taught me that, not every group of people that I meet doing this is going to be the same, right? And
Yeah.
it also taught me that people, to accept that people have different preferences, and that is okay if you are not their preference, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, because I didn't feel like a good instructor teaching that first class I was teaching, but I felt like a really good one when I started teaching at Trinity, right?
Yeah.
And I just accepted after a while that initial class I started at, maybe I wasn't the best person for that group of people. So I let it go,
Yeah.
right? And that is okay. It's not failure. It's just difference in preference, and that is okay.
Yeah.
And when I started to accept these things and trust the process and trust that what is for me will find me when I'm doing this. My confidence started to build up from doing that. My fear of asking the hard questions, asking for feedback, asking for criticism, that started to dwindle away
Yeah.
easily. So now I'm not as afraid to say, was that not good for you? Tell me why. Let me help you. Help me help
Yeah.
you. Or you help
Yes.
me help me. You
That
know?
that
So it
phrase you
was,
said, that
yeah,
phrase you said, trust the process. My
just the
husband
process.
would like tell me that all the time. He's like, just trust the process. I used to hate hearing trust the process because I was very patient. I wanted he's he's here and he's like saying it now. Okay, all right, babe. So I would hate that. I wanted to start something and be at like level 20 the next day or something like that. And you really
Yeah.
have what you start accepting that everything is a process, and you would realize that through the process you're learning and you're building, and then you're able to help other people. So just exactly what you're telling me right now is even an encouragement for me, because when I started teaching virtual Zumba, I started off doing some free classes. And I would have a couple, like I was amazed. I was like, oh, I had 10 students today, I had 20 students today. And then I started charging for it, and then I saw, like, where did everybody go? And
So
it
that
kind
happens to everyone.
Yeah, and it kind of hurts at first. It's like, okay, what's going on? But then you would have like just maybe this handful, like 5 students who are just these loyal students who are looking forward to the class every week. And I'm just like, I could do it for them, even if it's one person who just wants that help in that journey. I know
Yeah,
how it is to get that motivation, and I need to show up for that person.
yeah,
And I think somebody said that leadership is just show up for that person. So even
yeah.
you saying that is quite encouraging to
I
even me as
mean,
well.
I learned that the hard way as well. Because
Yeah.
when you start off, I know this is not an instructor live, but it's, you know, we're on the same page, so it happens, right? I mean, I learned that the hard way. When I started off, I did the same exact thing everybody does. You compare yourself to who has more people in your class. You compare yourself to the numbers, to the maths behind it, and it bothered me for a lot. I struggled with that for a couple of years
Yeah.
until I stumbled upon. I don't. Do you remember when we moved to Rush?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I'm around
yeah,
long time.
yeah. So the year we moved to Rush, our class grew, right? I think it doubled or tripled for a time at Rush.
Right.
But the quality and the one-on-one that we had, it wasn't there. And then we
Yeah.
eventually moved back to where we were. And that showed me the value of, you know, it's not about the numbers, it's the experience, it's the energy that you share with people. It's the interaction that gives you that release. It's not about having the biggest class. I still don't have the biggest classes, and I'm okay with that,
Mm-hmm.
right? I taught the largest events to some of the smallest classes. I've had from 20 people in a class to 2 people in a class
Yeah.
to events with 10 people to events with thousands of people. Like I've done the different levels of it,
Yeah.
and each one has its pros and its cons, but it's not about, having this grand class. It's about having something that has substance to you, the instructor, and the people that come into the class. And
Yeah.
that's what's important about it.
That's so true, Bells, and I really admire that type of humility. You know, um, I think it makes a world of a difference in even your path to success as well. So okay, so we really went down the instructor road, but I
Yeah,
think those things are so important.
I'll say one other tip.
Yeah.
One other tip is, and this is a general tip, if you're doing anything that you have a passion for and you want to grow in anything that you're doing, invest in your craft,
Yeah.
right? Invest in yourself and invest in your craft. Because my teaching skills, my instructor skills, my interpretation skills, cueing skills would have never been anywhere where it is anywhere near where it is right now if I hadn't done these extra training sessions that I did. I made time and invested in doing jam sessions with Kelly. Kelly is my mentor. I've I did extra training sessions because I wanted to be good at what I was doing. In order to do that, you have to invest in your craft.
Yes.
So that's my tip for people in general. It's not an instructor tip.
No, that's a valid tip, because I was just gonna add to that, because for me, mindset was a big issue. It's like, okay, I could do this physically, but I'm in my brain. And when it's I really started doing things to build my mindset, and it was like developing my skills, doing trainings, and all of that really does help you
Yeah.
all around holistically. So yes, I would definitely endorse that. So, okay, so let me ask you. So, what is your take on health and wellness for women in general?
That is such a broad question. Okay, so I would say within the last 2 years in particular, I've paid very close attention to this for myself and the people around me, right?
Yeah,
And I mean, I can say yes, health and wellness is important. We know health and wellness is important. But what to you about health and wellness is important to you, right?
yeah,
I think that varies for every female. For me, in the last year, it has been my mental health because I work in high stress environments. I do high stress things. I'm on stage, I'm in front of camera. I'm constantly like my adrenaline is going all of the time. So
yeah,
my mental and emotional health is something that I have been trying my best to take extra care of um, in the last 2 years, right?
yeah,
And I think that's something that us as people, this is not just a lady thing, but us as people, we take for granted, the stresses of family life, of COVID, of your job, and how that mentally affects you, and how that mentally affects your health and wellness goals in the process, because it demotivates you from doing everything that you should do to make you feel better, right? Because when you had a hard day from work and you come home, you don't want to work out.
yeah.
You don't
True.
want to. You want to sit down and do non-beneficial things,
Yeah.
right? So, what was the question?
Just
Wellness
health.
in general. Was
The reason I kind of asked it in such a general way too is because I really find that nowadays, well, this is a
yeah,
positive, that a lot nowadays, women tend to have a lot of body positivity issues, body acceptance, but like it's a lot more now. People are really trying to be like, okay, everybody is not one size, and fitness is for everybody. And I really love how that is coming out now. And what I love about you, Bella, is that you're very encouraging to other women. So like it's always like I have that support in you. You're always like pushing somebody
yeah.
to go get, like, I really love how women are coming together that way. And I love like how the whole health and wellness and health and fitness and you know um body acceptance is really going in the right way nowadays.
It definitely has taken a different direction. I think as women, we we were not as vocal about it before, but it was there,
Yeah,
right? And whereas before it was deemed embarrassing to say that I am not confident about something, now we women have changed that into a direction where we can now say I'm not confident about something, and your girls or the ladies gonna say, why? Let's help you with that. We didn't have that before, and I think social media definitely helped with that. It made us
hmm,
more vocal with each other, because we're not having face to face conversation, and it's very easy to just type something and hit post,
yeah,
right? But I think that social media definitely had a huge part to play in that, and also bringing to light to the world how many different things women have to take into consideration, how many different things affect our confidence levels, our mental health, and just the struggles and the battles that we have to go through. It's because it's like,
yeah,
you know, you have to be this shape, you have to be this weight, you have to be this skin tone, you have to be, we're pressured to look and speak and just be a particular way.
right,
Whereas now people are embracing themselves, right? And I find that is such a beautiful thing. I love to see just people, you can tell when someone accepts themselves,
yeah,
right? You can tell the energy of that person who, I'm not saying that they don't have insecurities. I still have insecurities. I still have goals that I haven't met. I still have things about my body that I'm not, you know, comfortable with, right?
okay,
But it doesn't mean that I hate myself. Doesn't mean that I don't accept myself, you know?
Yeah,
So I like to see people's energy when they've gotten to that stage where, I'm okay. I'd like to do these things, but I'm okay.
yeah.
That's what I try to encourage from
No,
the lady community.
I really love that for even for myself too, because I mean, I would have spent years, most of my maybe from adolescence to adulthood, just being almost self-loathing. Like you wouldn't be able to tell on the outside, but I would be having insecurities about different parts. There was a time I obsessed about my elbows for like a year or something, like I was just like, okay, oh gosh, that's, but, but like
Mine with
now,
my toes. Hated my toes, yeah.
but now it's like okay, it's not such a big deal. It's so freeing when you accept yourself, and as you're saying, it's like it's not that you're not going to work towards certain goals or work on improving in yourself, but you're just accepting. It's like, okay, I tried and I tried my best, and tomorrow's another day. We try harder again tomorrow. It's like, okay, I'll eat this piece of cake
I'll try
today.
something different. You don't let it demotivate you and stop you from what it is you're doing. You try something else.
Yeah,
And that in itself is a battle for us as emotional beings as well, because you try something else and that don't work, and you try something else and that doesn't work, and then
yeah,
it's hard to stay motivated doing it, and then it's like, why do I even try? And then you
yeah,
know,
yeah. It's
um,
and the
related.
community of polycystic ovarian syndrome women, PCOS women, that's something that they deal with on a daily. Just the different symptoms,
Hormones.
and yeah, and
Mhm.
the hormonal imbalance, and you're just trying to do different things and it's just not working out. But I'm just so passionate now about them just realizing it is a struggle to have, and it may not be curable, but it is conquerable. If I don't know that if that's a word, but
Mhm.
we invent it now.
Yeah,
So so, but actually, have you had any experience with PCOS, or known anybody that had
I don't have
PCOS?
it, but my sister had the surgery for it. Um, she had it. She had
Yeah.
surgery for it as well, maybe 7 years ago.
Okay.
So I am very much aware of what happens to a person's body when they have it, to from the mood swings to the medication that makes you sick, to the to the changes in your body, and things happening that never really used to happen before, and you're like, why is this happening? I don't know how to control it. I saw her go through that when she
Yeah.
had it. I have a couple of family members as well who have it. I know
Yeah.
I have a couple of friends as well who also have it. So
Yeah.
I know enough about it. I'm not the expert at it, but I know enough about it.
Yeah, sometimes I don't feel like an expert about it either, which is why I'm trying to do this to learn even more about it, because I think just the information and the support system is so much to help you deal with it. Like if you learn, it's like, okay, well, somebody else is dealing with it and they have this symptom and this is what they're trying and it's working. Like that alone is so helpful. And it's actually very prevalent. A lot of women do have PCOS, and I just wasn't sure. I didn't understand like why we
It's
weren't really hearing about it as
yeah,
much, but I just hope
it's
that's
like
just changing.
I think at a point it was so popular, almost like it was very. I think I don't know if it still is, but at a point I felt like that was all I was hearing from women.
Okay.
Just a lot of people started to get it. I don't know if it was, I guess, the people around me,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was something that happened, and there was a surge of it at a
Yeah.
particular point in time, and there were so many different theories about what's causing it, if it's something
Yeah.
specific to Trinidad, or if it's worldwide, is it the food we eat, is it our lifestyle,
Yeah.
what is, you know,
Yeah.
is it the water, you know,
Don't drink the water. Don't drink the Pcos.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah. But I think maybe a lot of women maybe came to you as well, because they know you as a health and fitness person. So like usually, like when you're going through that journey, you'll be like, okay, well, I'm trying to do this, but I'm struggling with this, and this is why, I mightn't be having the results, that they're looking for. But as I said, it is something that it's just like another challenge in life, and I know it can be very hard to deal with that some days. But like once we have each other, and people like you encouraging women to take care of themselves and to push and to develop yourselves and reach for your goals, like these
Yeah.
things help you deal with it on a day-to-day.
So I is something that I implemented for myself. I might get a little carried away with it sometimes, but I think for women especially, feeling confidence is so important for us to function
Yes.
in everything that we do. And that might be a people thing, not just a lady thing, but I think ladies struggle with it a little bit more.
Yep.
Feeling confident is so important for you to go at anything that you're doing positively, right?
Yes.
So I encourage the people around me to do whatever they need to do, that whatever makes them feel good. Buy the
Yes.
shoes, buy the clothes, buy the
Yeah.
dress that you want, wear it anyway, do your hair, and sometimes when we don't feel confident about ourselves, especially when you're going through a hormonal imbalance and you don't know what you feel, and you don't know what your emotions telling you, and you don't know what your body's saying to you either, because one minute you want to drop, next minute you're hungry, you don't know what to do, you have cravings, you know
Yes.
that makes you feel, and then when you have the cravings and you eat the food that you shouldn't eat, you sit down for an hour later because you're guilty about doing it, and then you say to yourself, I ate that, so that's why I'm
Everything's
not losing any
fine on
20
me.
pounds. I ate that, so that's why I'm not losing any 20 pounds. And then you'll go and eat something else because you're like, what the hell? I'm already doing it, so I'll go and eat this anyway, and then you'll eat it again, and then you'll come back and you'll be like, and there's a problem right here, you know? So, and when you feel like that, right, you tend to not do your hair, you tend to not do your eyebrows, you tend to not buy shoes or buy clothes because you're saying to yourself, I'm going to leave that on the rack and buy that when I'm ready to fit into it, or buy it when I'm ready, when I feel I'm good enough to have it, right?
Yes.
Buy it anyway. Buy it anyway. Wear it anyway. Make yourself feel good anyway because it's like the reverse effect. You do it, you feel good about yourself, and then you'll be motivated to do all the things that you were saying you had to do. For example, you know, you want to fit into something, a top or a dress or something, right? You don't like how you look right now, but you wear it. You felt good. You liked the dress. It looked nice. You went out. People tell you it looked nice, whatnot. You felt good about yourself. The next
Yeah.
morning, I'm sure you're going to get up and say, you know what? I'm going to run today. I'm going to do this today. Because you made yourself feel good. So when you feel down about something and you're stalling doing something because you've beaten up on yourself about it, do it anyway. Because that is going to push you in the direction to do what you want to do.
No, that's really true. I mean, that made me, while you were talking, it made me think of the phrase "fake it till you make it." I mean,
Take it till you make
before I
it.
didn't really care about that phrase, but it's really true. Sometimes you really just have to fake it until you make it, and
Mhm.
it could come down to you just telling yourself every day, you're beautiful. Even talking to yourself, just the things that you say to yourself, even change that. And even if you're not feeling it today, trust me, if you just do it often enough, you will get there and you will feel much better about yourself. Confidence really is everything. And that's very cliche, guys, I know, but it's really true. It really makes the
Yeah,
difference. It does.
yeah. Thinking about yourself is the driving factor that is going to push you to do anything you want to do.
Yeah. All right, Belle. So, okay, so
Or being
you
backed into a corner.
you have backed into a corner. So, Belle, so while we're wrapping up, so tell me a little bit about the projects that you're working on right now, Miss Busy Woman.
So I had so much plans for Bfit pre-COVID
Right.
that COVID literally squashed.
Oh,
COVID was like, yeah, COVID was like, I see what you're doing, but no. No, right? Um, and I took a break when COVID started. This was the first time in 5 years, at least 4 to 5 years, which I was not teaching classes. I've always been working full time, teaching 5, 6 classes a week, doing 2, 3 events a month, um, from dance to fitness. Then we launched Strong. Strong started to do well. That was a whole other thing by itself, right? So when COVID started, this was the first time in 4 to 5 years where I didn't have to teach a class. I wasn't teaching a class.
Yeah.
The first month I was like, oh yes, if this didn't happen, I would not have gotten a break because my schedule at that time. So Carnival was busy, 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 and then COVID started right after Carnival. But
Yeah.
after Carnival, I didn't see a break for myself until July or August. So I had already have my 2/3 of my year, 2020, planned out, of which I was booked out for already,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So the first month I was happy about it. I was like, okay, yes, I get to breathe, I get to think. Then by the second month, I was like, what's going to happen to my plans? What's going to happen to my brand? What's going to happen to my clients? What's going to happen to my classes? What's going to happen to life? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So then anxiety hit. And I tried to teach some virtual classes. And then my job, everybody who works and still have a job right now, I'm not complaining. Don't come to me. I'm not complaining. Right? Anybody that has a job right now know that your work hours has expanded during COVID.
Yes.
I don't think there's anybody that I've spoken to who is not working longer hours now because you're home and because you're more
Good.
accessible to your job and you have to
Accessible.
work at
Yes.
your job. The whole works. I don't even need to explain it, right?
Yeah.
So then I was unable to teach my classes because I had to focus on my job.
Yeah.
So that forced me into a corner, just like in the beginning of the story, to start to think about other ways that I can keep Bfit alive and keep motivating people and keep, because what started to happen specifically in the last year, I would say, was between 2019 into 2020. All
Yeah.
of the different projects that I did had some kind of woman empowerment, woman movement, or some kind of female impact
Yes.
about, right?
Hmm.
And I started to feel like if I am fulfilling a much greater purpose by doing what I do now.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to stop that because people literally started to message my Facebook or my Instagram and say, they'll say me, I admire you so much. You're doing so many different things. You're good at so many different things. How do you balance it? How do you manage your time? You'll get to next, right? Um, I didn't want that. I didn't want to just walk away from that,
Yeah.
right? Because I struggled a lot in my younger days. I struggled a lot trying to accept myself, the instructor that I am, the person that I am. I struggled with that, right? And I felt like I went through so many different things in life that I now have the experience and the capabilities to help someone else. So now I started to think about what different things that I can do that can keep this alive and
Yeah.
who can I do this with, um, which has brought life to Bfit's new direction,
Hmm.
which is not just fitness classes, which is not just dancing with Bella or dancing with Bfit instructors, or doing hit class, right? I'm now focused on transitioning us into a wellness direction, a health and wellness direction. So I'm working on an online portal. where you can subscribe and you can have access to different types of services, different types of people, different types of coaching, mentorship, just different things that's going to help you with that confidence thing. It's going to help you with your health and wellness goals. It's going to help you with your mental health. You know, I don't want to say
Right.
too much about it because I'm still trying to figure it out and work it out. I know what I want,
Yeah.
right? So I'm still in and out of that, but it's happening, right?
You have to
So I'm
process,
working on
right?
that. Yeah, I've just processed. Yeah, I had to relearn that in COVID as well because I said to myself, I need to do this now. I need to do this within 2 months. I need to do this within 3 months. It's been 7 months, and I'm nowhere near where I needed to be, right?
Yeah.
So I'm working on that. I 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, we launched the fitness trainers promo, which we haven't found a name for officially just yet, where you
Yeah.
have access to multiple trainers online. So the idea behind it is to give you a gym experience. So these are personal trainers that you can reach out to for personal training, yes, but you
Yeah.
can also have access to multiple programs, and we wanted to balance it out. So there's yoga, there's HIIT, there's body weight, there's calisthenics, there's resistance training, to a boot camp, to abs, to like a specific core class, and I would like to add more to it and grow that program so that people can
Yeah.
now subscribe to something from home, but also physically if needed, and get a wide range of different types of services. I don't think anybody is doing as much as those different types of programs that we are offering right now. So I'm excited
Yeah.
about that. So I'm hoping that, well, things just started to open back up. So everybody's rushing to physicals right now.
Yeah.
But there are still people who prefer to stay at home and keep themselves safe. They may have some kind of ailment that they can't risk being on the outside,
Yeah.
right? So I'm working on that. I'm trying to relaunch something for the woman empowered women movement as well, which I did some rituals for earlier on during COVID. So I'm trying to do that. I'm launching a new collection. I launched a Monday wear earlier on this year, and I had plans to do a swim collection during summer. I know you're laughing because you're saying, "Look at how many different things she's doing." Uh, I had plans to launch a swim collection in the summer of this year, which beaches just got reopened. So I'm working on trying to at least have 2 or 3 pieces out again. I'm doing a crop top collection, which I'm really excited about,
Yeah.
which which will be a surprise launch, I think. I don't want to say or
No,
give too much
don't
details
tell them.
about it,
You could crop
but
it, right?
I can tell you it's not just fitness wear, it is everyday wear. And what I wanted to do with this particularly is to do something that anybody can wear and feel good about themselves.
Oh,
So encourage positivity, it's to encourage confidence, it's to encourage just, you know, positive energy.
yeah. No, I love it.
Um, so I wanted to take the brand in that direction, and open it up to anybody. So
Yeah.
it's not going to be 2021, it's not going to be Bfit with Bella, it's going to be Bfit Caribbean.
Yeah.
So
So
that is
exciting.
also I'm also working on that, and some new locations, some new classes. Some I am looking. Well, I don't know if we have instructors on the live, but I am open to having more instructors join the team. So I'm thinking about that as well.
And for them to
Yeah,
subscribe is the website www.bfitcaribbean.com.
bfitcaribbean.com, bfitcaribbean.com.
Send it
Although
to me.
I think the page went down, the subscribe page went down yesterday or the day before yesterday. So I'll just fix that and bring it back up. It's not, the website is not ready yet. I still have a lot of work to do in it, but you can subscribe, and I promise you, subscribing will come with benefits. So subscribe, subscribe, subscribe,
Yes,
right?
yes, definitely,
Um,
definitely subscribe because I really like how you said the at least the package that you mentioned before, how the variety of exercises. Because for first of all, you don't want things to get boring, so that's helpful for us in particular, people in particular who struggle to be motivated to do things, and also because particularly for PCOS women, you can it's important to change up your workout. So you need to have, resistance training. You need to have hip
you have to
training. You need to
balance it
have
out.
your, yeah,
Yeah,
have
balance out what you're doing. Yeah, I don't
yeah,
think
yoga. Yeah,
so.
okay.
So the unique thing about, I don't know if it's unique, but the special thing about the yoga classes that we have right now with Sabina,
Yeah.
she she does these targeted, I don't know, special classes. Like she did one on Tuesday called mindfulness,
Mm-hmm.
um, where you're doing things that's going to play your mind and just cleanse your energy in that direction. And today she did. Let me tell you what she did. Today she did reset, right? So
Yeah.
she's doing different things that addresses different challenges that you may have, from the way you use your body for to your mind, and that's what I like about the program as well, is you're not just getting fitness
Right.
classes, you're not just getting a
Yeah.
sweat, right? And I try to do that in my Zumba classes. It's not it's not calm energies, it's high energy.
Yeah.
But I try to encourage people to step out of their box and step out of their zone and step out of your this this, what is this,
The
frame,
one we know. Yeah.
right? We don't move outside of this. But in my classes, I encourage people to step out of here, because
Step
that you
ahead.
step out of this, right? That's where you feel the most benefits, and that's what gives you more encouragement, overcoming your
Insecure.
insecurities, overcoming feeling shy about something,
Yeah.
right? So what I wanted to do with the direction that I wanted to take Bfit is to expose people to not just Bella and what Bella does, but expose people to a group of different types of professionals, different types of, trainers, different types of services that can help them
Yeah.
um, with their own challenges.
Yeah.
That's at least, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's so important because it will really help you to stay motivated. And I think that really is important and looks at everything holistically because it's not just about, as you said, the physical fitness, but though that is important, it's about your whole being, your head,
Mental,
shoulders,
physical,
shoulder.
head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Uh,
Yeah.
right? It's about your mental health, to emotional health, to your physical health, you know, all of those things. And I realize how important that is to anybody, right?
Yeah.
Uh, and I resonated specifically with women because we're such emotional beings, and we struggle emotionally, on a different level,
Yeah.
right? I really wanted to develop a space where anybody that has a need as it relates to your health and wellness can comfortably come to Bfit Caribbean
Mm-hmm.
and find something that will help them.
Yes. Yep. Yep. In fitness, one
Any
size.
health, wellness, anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Health and wellness, one size fits all. It is really for
Mhm.
everyone. It's not for the people who are already fit. It's the people on a journey, whichever part of the journey you are on. It's for everybody, and so I
Yeah,
think
and
that really.
I'm even doing that for the team of people that I want to build for this as well, right? So like, I want to start with a core team of people, and we can all figure it out together, so that we can all find our right space and what is our strength in this. Because I can't do everything.
Yeah.
I can't talk like you. I don't have the words like you have. You
Yeah.
know, and the way you would describe or depict something can give somebody fulfillment versus me saying something very dry about it, because I can be very dry sometimes, quite often actually.
That's okay, Bells. We still
So
love
that's a
you.
big project. That's my big
Oh.
project, which is a merger of like 100 other little things.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. If I had to put that on a chart right now, it's like this and then this and then this and then.
Yeah.
But okay, let me see. I had there was a comment from Ria. Oh,
Yeah.
so happy to know you too, Ria. She's one of the like family as well,
She
loyal, super
is. She
simple
is.
lady, simple
Is.
lady.
So
Love it.
is. Yeah.
No. Well, okay. So I think that was all the questions I had for you, Bells. You could probably just tell people how where to find you on social media, what
Sure.
follow.
Okay, so you can find me on Facebook, Bella Sookdeo, and you can find me on Instagram, Bella_SKD. Please, please, please subscribe to bfitcaribbean.com. If you didn't get access to it, message me, and once it's reinstated, I would send you a message to go ahead and subscribe. I have a lot of plans for our subscriber list, so I can't tell you, but I do have some really cool things planned for the list to subscribe. You can follow Bella_SKD as well as Bfit Caribbean on Instagram. Yeah.
Perfect. I probably think like, everybody probably already know you and like subscriber on following you on your
Never
different pages.
know.
So whoever anybody who's here who's not on, definitely do that. I tell you, this lady, even when she's quiet, she's up to something, and you clearly hear how many things she's up to, and I'm sure that she has way more ideas in store. So
I
thank
do.
you so much. She's like, I do.
I do. I really do.
Thank you so much for joining me tonight, Bella. And I just wish you all the best on all your endeavors. I go like the graduation speech. I know everything that you are doing and everything you're about to do is going to be awesome. So thank you for joining me.
Thank you. And thank you for believing in me. Thank you for seeing the bigger picture of what I do, because sometimes when I come out and I teach a class or you see me out in public, because I'm always on the run. I'm always stressed that I'm on the run. You know, sometimes I'm in my car choreographing before I come to a class. Like, there have been times I learn choreographies for strong or learn a new song in my car because I left meetings all day in my car. Choreography. Plug in the music because I'm late for class. Plug in the
Yeah.
music and just start. We don't communicate, but I think what you did specifically over the years was see this is somebody that really working hard to give and to deliver, and
For
I
sure.
appreciate that because I don't always say it, and it doesn't always come up in my body language, but it's here. You saw that.
Made me cry before I leave. I can't help it. It's like when I see somebody like yourself just doing so much and being so supportive and just helping everybody, like the journey is not just about you, exactly what you said. It's like you create this opportunity and then you pull others to come as well, and I have nothing but admiration, and that is so commendable and amazing to me. So I'm here to support you 100% all day every day.
Ria, she's still here.
Oh,
She's
hey. Oh, okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We just want to wish you a great rest of the week. Tomorrow is Friday, the 13th, and I know people have concerns because it's 2020, but don't worry, we'll be okay.
I have
The weekend,
access to my credit card. I can tell you that. I do.
don't
Because it's
worry,
going to have sale.
the Saturday, that's gonna like, so you get your
So my calories because I've been carving all week. So yeah.
to get your roti, get your burfi, we'll give you a Saturday, and then get back on the train on Sunday. So thank
And
you
then
guys.
Monday we start back. the virtual classes. If you want to join, it's boot camp, resistance and calisthenics, as well as power on Monday.
I didn't even
So
know they had a name for that. Help me say it. Calisthenics.
calisthenics,
Calisthenics.
calisthenics.
That looks
Yeah,
so good. I aspire to do those things.
yeah,
Calisthenics.
it was really good. And the instructor we have, Anton, he's so awesome. He has an amazing energy.
Yeah.
And I was in pain for 3 days after virtual class
Oh
Monday
boy.
of this week.
That's
Yes,
okay.
it's
Good
worth
pain.
it.
Good
It's
pain.
good pay. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, guys. So let's let you guys go. We could probably talk like all night.
we probably could. Yes.
Yeah, so we're gonna go now. So take care and have a great weekend, everyone.